Don't talk about what you're going to do. Don't just dream about what you're going to do. Don't criticize somebody else for what they're not doing. You be it. Be about it. Be about that action and go do it.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Owe Jisilova Grace and I'm a YouTuber based in Lagos, Nigeria. And if you're not, if you're an OG, hi, welcome back. So today I really just want to share something. Normally I would come with my dating or relationship topics, but I really want to share something that I learned in the month of July. I mean, August is still relatively new. Happy new month, by the way. And yeah, I just really want to share what I learned because it was such a wake-up call for me. So in my church, I attend the Apostolic Church with my parents, and we had like Youth Sunday just a few weeks back, and we had a symposium on the topic welfareism as your service unto God, and I was one of the speakers for that symposium. And basically what we were saying is we took our memory verse from, I think, Matthew 25, where Jesus was saying, when I was hungry, you gave me food. He was speaking to some people, and then they were like, when did we see you hungry and we gave you food? And then he was like, as long as you've done it to one of my servants, you've also done it to me. So basically saying that when you do good and you help people that are in need, it is counted like you're doing it for him. It's a service unto God, even if in actual sense you're doing it for human beings, you're doing it to your brother or your sister in need, basically. And I spoke on this, and I was really speaking and speaking a lot of English. And it was really nice. Like after service, my parents were really proud. They told me I spoke really well. I had people from church come tell me how powerful what we discussed was, and how it was important that we go past just even giving money to people that are in need, giving them our time, referring them to people that we know can help them in much more capacity than we can, visiting them, praying for them. Welfareism is like a full package. And people told me, oh, you did really well and all of that, and it was good and all, it was all cute. The thing is, Bible is sweet to talk. Like, it's very sweet to talk, it's very easy to talk, it's very, very sweet. And me, I even know that I sabi talk, so I just talk the thing they go. The very next Sunday, I was seated in church with my sister, and it was time for offering. And she was checking her bag, and I think she had forgotten her money at home or something. And I had enough money with me, so I gave her money for offering. And my church is the kind of church where if you're dropping your offering, you have to come out and dance to go give your offering. And just as I gave my sister some money, I felt a tap on my shoulder. And I turned back to look at the person that tapped me, and it turned out to be this woman. She was like, Owore. And Owore means, she spoke Yoruba. Owore means please, money for offering, and she had this look of plea in her face. And I remember looking at her and saying, excuse me, because I was so shocked. Like, no one has ever asked me for money in church to give offering. And obviously she had seen me giving my sister money, and that's why she felt like, okay, let me ask her. I just turned back and continued with what I was doing. And I completely ignored this woman, even though I still had money in my bag that I could have given her, but I just completely ignored her. I think for me it was just the shock, but even after I had gotten over the shock, I could have still turned and given her some money, but I just completely I beg, what's the meaning of that nonsense? That's what I was thinking in my mind. Why would you think that it's okay for you to message me, for you to tap me and then be asking me to give you money? And I went on my day like nothing happened. But then even into the week, I remember just my mind flashing back to that experience. I was now torn, did I do the right thing? Did I not do the right thing? And I just felt like it was the Holy Spirit speaking to me, because there's so many people that will come and ask you for money, and then you will just, ignore them, and then you won't feel a certain type of way. There will be no guilt or whatever. But I couldn't get this issue out of my mind. So I spoke to one of my youth leaders, and then I told him like this happened in church. And then he was like, and this person I spoke to was also one of the speakers for the welfareism symposium that we had. And then he told me, oh my God, I think that it was a test on what you had just said the previous Sunday, that he also, during his own week, that like he had different experiences where like people would come meet him for money, and then he had like enough money, or just ask him to do something for them. And then as soon as he did it, he just remembered that on Sunday he had spoken about welfareism. And then he was just telling me that, you know, I think it's a test and I don't think that you passed the test. And I'm like, oh my God. As soon as he said it, I just felt like, yes, this is the truth. Because there's no reason why, I mean, I don't know this woman. There's no reason why, you know, I'll be feeling a certain type of way. It was the Holy Spirit trying to tell me like, it's easy to talk, but then when it comes to doing it, you need to make sure that you actually do. And really, that's just what this video is about, and that's what the lesson is about. I feel like it can be very easy for us to talk about, you know, do this thing. Like it was very easy for me to say, when people are in need and you have the capacity to help them, then do help them. And then just the next Sunday, someone was asking me for, you know, chicken change, you know, just money. I could have given her anything. And then I was like, I mean, I was not even having it at all. I was convicted of that action. And I remember the next Sunday, this our God is amazing. You know, I had spoken to that, my youth leader, and then he told me, you know what's going to happen? The next Sunday, when you see that lady, just give her whatever God has laid in your heart to give to her. And I was like, fine, okay, no problem. The next Sunday came and I was actually searching actively for this woman. I could not find her. I couldn't find her. And I was so heartbroken, like, hey God, have I failed my test? And just towards the end of the service, they had called an impromptu offering. And I kid you not, the same thing happened. Another woman at my back literally tapped me. And then she was like, Owore. And I was so happy. I just gave her like what I had. Do you get? I was really happy because for me it felt like, thank God I can redeem, you know, the test that I failed. I mean, at least I'll pass this one. And I felt like it was just God giving me a second chance. But it's really very easy to talk about doing great things, to visualize doing great things, to dream about doing great things. It's very easy to talk. I mean, it's very easy to come and say, this is what you should do as a person. You should be a good person. You should give. It's very easy to say, stay away from evil, stay away from sin. It's very easy to say, you know, dream big, and, you know, it's very easy to talk about good things. But what will actually differentiate you from just being a talker to someone who actually gets things done and has results in his or her life is actually doing. Like, guys, that is like my biggest lesson in the month of, that was my biggest lesson in the month of July. I just really learned how it is important to do. If you're someone like me who is constantly learning, you can get into that state of always learning and not actually putting any of the things that you're learning to action. I think that it was something that God really showed me in the month of July. You can't pray your way out of your responsibilities, out of decisions you have to make, out of actions that you have to take. You can't pray your way out of it. You're going to finish praying that prayer and you're going to get to work. You're going to finish praying that prayer and you're going to do what you're supposed to do. And maybe one of the reasons why, you know, you haven't seen what you're supposed to see in your life, despite how spiritual and prayerful you are, is because, yes, you get on your knees and pray, but there's also time for getting off your knees and actually working. There's also time for getting off your knees and actually, you know, acting in faith, because faith is really action. So if, for example, you have been praying for A job, for instance, is my favorite example to use, and you're on your knees, on your knees, on your knees, and you don't get off your knees to apply. You don't get off your knees to go talk to someone. You don't get off your knees to go work on your CV, work on your skills. Then how are you going to see manifestation of what it is that you're praying for? Like we have to become very intentional people of not just, talking, not just dreaming, not just confessing, but actually taking action. I feel like for many people, including me, that is like that's the blank. God is there looking at you and it's like, I'm waiting on this, babe. And you're looking at God like, I'm waiting on you, God. There's always going to be something that you can do to improve your circumstances at any point in time. There's always a step that you can take to get closer to your goals, to get closer to your dreams. Don't just talk about it. Don't just dream about it. Don't just confess it. Go out there. Don't just, be the kind of person that's just waiting on life to happen to you. Like, actually go out there and, call the shot. The more you keep stalling on the things that you should do, the more you keep stalling on your miracle, on your breakthrough, on your promises. And guess what? It's the most selfish thing to do. Because the way that God operates is that many lives are connected to you, many destinies are connected to you. The moment you get out, the moment you begin to win, you give people permission to win as well. Let go of the fear, because sometimes it's fear that holds us back. And we know that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of sound mind and of love. God has not given us a spirit of fear. So say no. Whatever is not making you execute what you're supposed to do, whatever is just keeping you bound and just waiting for life to happen to you, you have to say no. Not this month. It's the month of new beginnings. I'm going to make things happen with the help of God, and I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. That will be all for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this topic. Please don't forget to like my video. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.